Well, welcome back to more Let's Play Together, where we are visiting your cities. We're in the process. We're in the middle of visiting cities here in Let's Play Together 4, but we're going to take a visit back to Let's Play Together 1. A viewer has claimed two abandoned cities and has been working on them. So this is a great time to go back. As I've said, if even if it's a city that was already one of yours, if you have made some changes to a city that we have previously visited, even if it's in a prior region, you're more than welcome. Reach out and I'll go back and take a look. So I'm excited to take a look at these two cities that we had not seen prior because they were abandoned. All right, this should look familiar. Let's play together one. And we've got two cities to visit. We've got this one and this city. So a viewer, a player has claimed these two cities that were previously abandoned and has made some changes and some updates. So I'm excited to take a look at these two cities. They're both Mega Tower cities. Let's um let's start with this one and then we'll work our way to this city. But this should be fun. All right, look at this. Man, this is a nice looking city. This is all right. So, according to the viewer, in this city, one of the original three mega towers would lose power in the top levels. So, power was not reaching the tops of the mega towers. Got fusion power. So this is a great time to point out. So one of the things that I would run into is if your power, if this power was here, and because now we've got a road that connects the whole city, but if you're ever working on a city and let's say you've got your power in one extreme end of the city with one road, it's a lot like the way water and power flow through the streets. It may not, it's almost as if it needs the pressure. That's the best way I can think of it for it to get to the other end. So if you're ever playing and you notice that you're having some, see that's not the strongest there. So sometimes you may have areas where the power is not reaching. And I've had situations where no matter how much power I was creating, sometimes, and I'm trying to think if we've had to do it in any of our Let's Plays, I'll maybe put a solar power just to help out, provide a little boost of. So one of the things that was happening was a loss of power, but that seems to have been taken care of. Let's see. The wait time for trains. Wow, that was quite. It was an extremely long wait time for train. Sometimes you can't really do much about that. The industry was being, excuse me, was being moved from the northeast to the southeast. Ah, so maybe what was happening. Let's see. Let's see where our industry is. And let's see where wind. So it might have been a situation where the mayor, the prior mayor, had industry The industry needed to be relocated because of pollution. Looks like there was a lot of pollution that had to be scrubbed off the map. So let's look at pollution. This is cool. So I don't see any germs. I don't see any air pollution. Just a little bit of ground pollution. So now they may have been removed, but there was a lot of pollution that was, and I'm assuming the mayor used ground scrubbers. Nice. So it looks like the reason that this city might have been abandoned was abandoned may have been because of the placement of industry. So industry now is located here, which is where you want it to be because of the direction of the wind. Looks like there might have been a power issue, as well as lots of pollution. So are they sick? Look at this. Nice. No crime, no fire, but health. Green City. Nice. Very nice. Very nice. How do you get in? There. So we come into the city here. So we can branch in that direction. There's a branch. That's a lot of traffic. Okay. How are they making money? The city's making money. It's making money from the mega towers, tax income, exporting processors. So where is that taking place? So the export is before the traffic gets heavy. Look, right there. It's sitting. I would have loved to have seen the truck come in. Are there any more processor trucks? No. But this would have been the first intersection.
Jiboo.
No, that's a person. There it is. That's not bad. That's excellent. That's excellent. And then there it is with a full load of processors. Doesn't have to worry about the traffic. There's profit there. And see, once you've made the profit, you want the trucks to be able to get out of the city, but it's the getting in and getting to the depot. That's the critical phase. But still, you want a good traffic flow. And there it is. It's leaving. Nice. Nice. I wonder if the mayor that took over the city, I wonder if this is where the depot was. Was this city working on processors? But here's what I'm wondering, because if the industry was moved, then this may be something that the new mayor did. And don't have to produce a lot of processors, just enough. Wait, the music is about to swell. There, nice. This is a nice looking layout. All right, so I'm just checking the top layers, top levels. Yeah, they're all happy. So it makes me wonder if you are the mayor that claimed this city, was fusion power always part of the equation, or did you add fusion power? Or did you add more fusion power modules? Beautiful looking city. And it just doesn't take much. Something as simple as the placement of industry. I mean, you could take this city, and if the wind instead of blowing in this direction was blowing in that direction, and you had lots of industry. And the other thing that's important to keep in mind, I've seen comments asking, high-tech industry still creates pollution. Just not as much, but it still creates pollution. Sewage still creates some pollution, even if it's... Yeah, so the garbage dump. Yeah, nice. Good. Good. Oh, wow. Everybody's in school. 82% approval. Advertising, advertising, advertising. That helps your mall and your office. So you can see the bonuses. So in this region, there is a 2 out of 5 park bonus. Somewhere in this region is a 2 out of 5 tourism. And this city, it says 5 out of 5 advertising crowns in the region. Well, they're here. I mean, they could be elsewhere, but the total is that 5 out of 5. So 100% mall and office income. Excellent. Nice. Nice. So traffic. So that morning rush hour, that 9 a.m., and now the traffic is much better. And it's 11 a.m. So the traffic jam does not last that terribly long. "29-minute wait for bus, 22-minute wait for streetcar. Not a ton that you can do about train. But it's gone down from what the viewer says. 15-minute wait for maglev. This is cool. I like the open area. But you can tell that the original thinking, the original layout seems quite good, very logical, and it may have simply come down to pollution and power. But I mean, it's a nice looking city. Great job. So great job to the mayor for the original layout. And then great job to the mayor who came and helped out, made some changes. Because this city, first of all, the city looks good. It's a nice looking city. But the city's making money. It's making a nice profit. So since just now let's see, that's one or two more exports. The mega towers. So the mega towers are making a nice, roughly 50,000 simoleon profit. Nice. It's always good when your advisor says we are rolling in it. So good job. This is nice. This is what is impressive. Look at the tech level. $206,000 residents. Very cool. Very cool. A city that we would not have been able to visit, and we skipped over it because it was abandoned. And look at this nice looking city that has very little germs, very little pollution. Nice, really nice. Really nice. Great job. Great job. All right. Look at this. You know what? I may need to go back to the, because I think I even, as I was looking at this city from above, I was thinking, man, it would be nice to visit this city. Look at this. This is so cool. So to the original mayor, great job on this layout. Look at that. All right, so man, nice looking city. Improvements to education, got crime under control, and change to cleaner industry. So cleaner energy. So the energy, I wonder, so this makes me wonder if the last city, if the mayor switched to fusion. So we've got fusion going on here, cleaner, stronger source of energy, improved education, and got crime under control. So we had a crime issue here. And look, they're still coming. So another city is sending. So I wonder if coming to embezzle. Going to rob someone. So the crime was a little bit out of control. So I wonder, now you can approach it in a couple of different ways. "16 police cars, 2 detectives. Detectives will go into the home. But never forget that one of the biggest things that will help you with crime is education. Educated houses create fewer criminals. And the other thing is, the last city in this city, we're also talking about power. Educated houses consume less power and water. So just remember that education has many, many, many benefits. And it looks like the mayor that took over understands that and may have helped out with some education. But another nice looking city. Look, hear the music? You know that it's a criminal. Listen to the music. See, and you can look at the cars. That's an embezzler. Huh. Let's wait. Oh, it's the one behind. See the sparks coming from going to burn down a building. Wow. I knew I knew the music. Well, oh my goodness, look at them. Just a line of them coming into the city. A lot of embezzlement. So that prior mayor may have abandoned the city for that reason, and that's part of what happens with multiplayer is you're kind of at at the mercy of the other cities. So the mayor is still staying with the original industry or one of the original industries. We may have to come back again because the mayor. So when this industry. So when the smelting cannot be done any longer, the new mayor is going to switch to either Omega or an amusement park. Kind of seems like the logical choice would be Omega. Wind is blowing in good. It doesn't take much to get a city off to a good start or a potentially challenging start. But I get the feeling that the original mayor was following the wind because the industry is already here, and I don't think that the new mayor made a wholesale change. I think this was already here. Because we would see a lot of ground pollution. I don't see any scrubbers. But another nice looking city. I'm so glad we were able to look at this. They're happy. Good approval rating. The mayor that took over was thinking about more mega towers. Stayed with just one. I agree. That's Big Ben. Now, if your buildings are going to take on the look of the architecture, you need high wealth, medium density, and these have gone to high density. So these buildings are not going to look like British architecture. I don't think. Are there any? I do, oh wait. There we go. This is nice. Got a bit of. Let's check out tourism. I think the original mayor was onto something. I think the original mayor, if you take this city and if the original mayor is working on this city offline in their in their own region, and I could be wrong, but without that flow of criminals coming, I wonder. Because that's a decent number of prisoners in jail. And I wonder if the mayor that came in and took over, because that mayor is coming from a fresh perspective. Just cleaned up a few things, made some tweaks. Because this is one of the nicest cities, one of the nicest looking layouts. I just love how organic. If you are the mayor who just took over and helped out, was the layout already pretty much in place? And if you're the original mayor, talk about the layout, and was it the influx of crime? Was that what was? This is nice. This is really nice. Alloy delivery truck just came in. A little bit of traffic. It's evening. Once a truck can make this right turn, ah, that's a trade port. It's got to go there. Is it taking a long way to get there? It sure is. Why not just make that right-hand turn? I mean, once it got through that intersection, it's still not bad, but now how are you going to leave the city? So you're leaving the city the way I thought you would come in. But overall, that's not bad. There it goes. That's interesting that the simulation that needed to be on that side of the road anyway, but it's interesting that the simulation. I wonder what would. Huh. It almost makes you think what would happen if you. I don't. I wonder how many residents would take it, but if you made a road, or if you just used a road from an industry and ran a road from here up and over. But that's, for a city that's got 40 million Somalians, we're just such a nice city, such a nice collection of cities. Where's the other one? Right over there. Very, very cool. Very cool. Look at the visitors. A nice little controlled, compact area of tourism, gambling. Bus stops in front of everything. Yes. See the icon. These are boats coming from. These are boats coming from other cities. So these are people coming to visit. See the icon? So that's at least 2 different cities where the residents are coming from those cities. Nice. Nice. This is nice. Good job. Good job to the original mayor, because I get a very strong feeling that the layouts were not changed much. And then thank you to the mayor that came and claimed these abandoned 2 abandoned cities that we had not had the opportunity to see. And what's so funny is 2 abandoned cities that we had not seen, and they're beautiful. They're beautiful cities. So nice. Excellent, excellent job.